personal 10-minute yoga practice. So this is what I do on days when I'm feeling very full and I still want to get on my mat and move my body a bit, get a bit grounded, feel connected to myself on all levels, and be ready to take on whatever the day brings my way. Okay, so I'm going to talk through the practice as I do it, so feel free to follow along. Okay, so I generally begin in cat-cow, or on my hands and my knees, and then I start to work through some cat and cow. Generating the movement from my tailbone, so lifting the tailbone first, and then arching through the lower into the mid, into the upper back. Drawing the tailbone down and rounding through the back. Releasing the head. And coordinating the movement to the breath, so initiating the breath and then the movement follows. And then coming back toward the neutral spine. And taking the right shoulder, right hip towards each other, and left shoulder, left hip, and just back and forth a couple of times. And then again, back to center, finding a neutral spine. Bring the toes together, take the feet a little further apart, taking the left hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale, peel the right arm up. Exhale, take the right arm all the way through and down. And inhale and lift. So just bringing some rotational movement into the spine, all the way down. One more. And then all the way through and down. And then I'll come up and switch sides. Inhale, lift. And exhale all the way through and down. Inhale and lift. And exhale all the way through and down. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale all the way through and down. And coming back up onto the hands and the knees. Hands a little bit in front of the shoulders and a little bit turned out. That's where I like mine to be, but you can experiment with what feels best in your body. Push the floor away, puff up the space between the shoulder blades, lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the mat, and then step the feet back and come into a plank position. Being really strong here in the body, so really pushing the hands into the floor, engaging the muscles in the front of the thighs. And then using the muscles of the lower belly, lifting the hips up and back and coming into my first downward dog. Bending the knees, lifting the sitting bones high, pushing the floor away and sending the chest towards the thighs. And then sending the right heel towards the floor, bending the left knee, pause and take a couple breaths there. And then switching sides. Lifting the heels up high. Press the floor away, send the chest to the thighs, lift the right leg up and back. Step the right foot forwards through the hands, come down into the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Holding the left wrist, lift it up, take it over towards the right. Firming the belly in, puffing up the lower back ribs. And then inhale as I come back up to center. Exhale, taking the hands to the floor, stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, coming forwards into plank, turning on all of the muscles, pushing the floor away, engage the legs, the core, and take the knees to the floor. Exhale as the elbows bend, inhale as they lift, and exhale as you hinge back. We'll just work through that a few times. Trying to keep the core strong so that the spine stays in more or less a neutral position. And then we'll come all the way down onto the belly, reaching the arms out and over your head. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, peel the chest open. Draw the hands back beside you, find a W-shaped arm position, and then sweep the arms straight back. Sweep them around to the front, W-shape, straight back, sweep around to the front. So just warming up the shoulders a bit here. I try to do this one more or less every day. And then I'll exhale, release. Take a big breath into the belly. Hands by the lower ribs, press back into a child's pose. And then up and back to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forwards through the hands, come down onto the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Holding the right wrist lifted up, take it over to the left. Firming the belly in, puffing up the lower back ribs. Really trying to expand out that side body. Draw the belly in and try to send the hip back. Coming back to center. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, stepping back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to plank. Again, turn on all those muscles. And then take the knees to the floor. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hinge back. So this routine is really kind of like the warm-up that I do before I begin my asana practice. This is very similar to how I begin my lead classes. Those of you who take my lead classes will be familiar with this sequence. Reach the arms out and over the head, lengthen the spine, and then again, draw the hands back, W-shaped arms, sweep them back, and sweep them around to the front. W shape, sweep back, sweep around to the front, and just working through that a couple more times. And exhale and release. Taking a big breath into the belly and then pressing back to a child's pose. And then up and back to downward facing dog. And again, I'll pedal out my feet a couple times, but keep my sitting bones high. Keep pressing the hands into the floor, making the spine, the length of the spine, the priority here. And maintaining an awareness of the breath. Lifting both the heels up high, bend the knees, look towards the hands, walk the feet towards the hands. I like to work with my feet hip distance apart. Take the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold. Feel free to bend your knees here. Taking a moment to work the feet, spread the toes, lift the inner arches, and then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Lengthen and lift. And exhale and release. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hinge from the hips. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, step the right foot back, come down onto the right knee, point the right toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, take the hands down, fold back, and straighten out over the front thigh. Inhale to come forward, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards to plank. And exhale, slowly lower from the toes or the knees all the way to the belly. Taking the hands off the mat at about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, baby cobra, gently peel the chest open. And exhale and release. The feet can be as far apart as feels good in your body. Taking one more cobra. And exhale, release. Hands by the lower ribs, tuck the toes under. Lift up and back. Lifting the right leg up and back, stepping the right foot forwards through the hands. Stepping the left foot forwards to meet it. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Coming all the way up to standing, arms lift, chest lifts, lengthen, look up. And right away, hinge and fold. Inhale, peel the chest open. Neutral spine. Exhale, step the left foot back. Come down onto the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, take the hands down and fold back over the front thigh for a breath or two. Inhale as you come forward, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to plank. And exhale, slowly lower from the toes or the knees all the way down to the belly. Taking the hands out to that 45-degree angle. Inhale, peel the chest open. And exhale to release. Hands by the lower ribs, tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forwards through the hands, step the right foot forwards to meet it. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Coming all the way up to standing, arms lift, chest lifts, lengthen. Look up. And Samastitihi. Inhale, fold the arms up. exhale, hinging from the hips, folding over the thighs. Inhale, find your neutral spine. Exhale, step back to plank. Pause there for a moment and just feel the strength in your body. And then we'll exhale and slowly lower from the toes or the knees. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Trying to find some stillness, some quiet. And maintaining an awareness of the breath. Bending the knees, look to the hands, and then step, walk, or float through the sitting. I'm not going to lie down on the back. Hugging the knees into the chest, give yourself a little rock, side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll come to lie down on the back fully into Shavasana. And feel free to stay here for as long as you like, absorbing the benefits of your practice. And namaste.